back to Squaacast. This is episode 3. We are going to be talking about Comic Con, not the whole fucking thing, because that takes too fucking long. We're going to be talking about trailers that came out of Comic Con. If you went to Comic Con, have fun. I'm glad you made it. I heard it's like hell going, but whatever. We're talking about trailers for TV shows, trailers for movies. We're going to talk about which ones we liked, which ones we thought were shit, which ones had our giblets all shaky. Twisted wants to talk about how amazing his balls felt after a certain trailer came out. And speaking of, I slipped up and I said your name before I introduced you. Twisted Goon is joining me, folks. Today is a
Hey,
fuck you. This is a special episode. Do you know why, Twisted?
'cause I'm in it.
Oh, of course, you silly goose. Um,
'Cause it's
you're a nerd.
episode 3, and 3
Because it's your
stands for Illuminati, Triangle Illuminati confirmed.
All right. No, you shit and you arrogant prick.
Hmm?
This episode is special because it's just you and me. There's nobody else here.
I hate the rest of them.
I fucking why do? All right, so like I said, this episode is going to be about Comic Con trailers, and a lot came out. A lot that we didn't think we were going to see this early on.
All I'm gonna say is if you are a fucking comic book nerd, a superhero movie nerd, or just really good TV shows nerd, you did a lot of jizzing in your pants watching these fucking trailers. That's all I'm gonna
Yes,
say. There was a lot of
jit,
fapping, there was a lot of wiping up your mess, and there was
yep.
a lot of ooh, ah, and oh, blah, 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 blah.
And then you took your pants off, put new ones on, and then in
Or,
those pants.
or you could have
So
been like me and not wear pants at all and just,
hey,
wipe it
just
up.
all over the wall, all over the wall. Hey, watch out, world. Twisted's not wearing any pants.
Never.
Anyway, so first thing, let's talk about. Well, you know what? We're gonna really dive into our favorites.
Okay.
I'll start
No, you
because
you go
I
right
wasn't
ahead.
expecting. Well, thank you. I wasn't expecting this trailer to come out. I was caught off guard. Like I get it, Comic Con. It's where they release all the cool shit, like early stuff. But I was not expecting to see this trailer so soon, seeing as there was going to be another movie between this and that movie. So I'm talking about Justice League. Um,
Boo. Oh, sorry.
You're not supposed to. Twisted, we're recording a podcast. You can't boo me on a podcast.
Shut
Never mind.
up.
So, just right off the bat, just some things that I loved about it. Um, the fact I like that Ben Affleck's character gets to be a little more than just the brooding, dark
I'm
Bruce
the
Wayne.
Batman.
Yeah, because you notice in Batman vs Superman, he was very pissed off like the whole fucking movie, and that was okay given the storytelling. Like I get that, but now you get to kind of see that witty side to Bruce
Why
Wayne
did
that
you
you
say her
see.
name?
Yeah, that whole thing, um, which I already explained. Go fuck yourself. Um, but no, like you saw him as he like, talking to Aquaman and kind of giving him the smirk, like I heard you talk to fish. Like that was fucking hilarious. The whole scene with the Flash, that was pretty fucking awesome, especially because you really peeled back a lot of the Flash, like learned a whole hell of a lot about him and just a short scene. And I think they're really going to tell the story of how they come together. I'm just very intrigued at how Superman plays a part in this because
He's
he
technically
did.
dead.
He did.
I mean, he's not really dead, but
He question or what the fuck quotation mark dead.
the air quotation dead.
Yeah.
Look,
He
my favorite part about that whole trailer, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Justice League, the whole idea, the premise, the basis of the movie. But what really got me the most is they actually made fucking Aquaman look cool.
yes, finally,
For
because he's
once in the entire lifespan of fucking Aquaman, he looks cool. He's not wearing those fucking retarded gold and green fish scale body suit that makes him look like one of the fucking flying trapeze artists or some fucking flamboyant gay prostitute with a fucking trident. I mean, Jesus Christ. As far as all superheroes, that was probably the first one I would have picked to have been gay.
Yeah, right. Poor Green Lantern.
Yeah, he was a close second. Trust me, those two had like a fan fiction of just gay love everywhere.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense for Green Lantern to be gay because his superpowers that just makes sense. You
Maybe.
ready? Are you ready for this disclaimer?
Yeah.
The views of Twisted and Irish 2K do not reflect the reviews of Squaacast. Sorry.
Bullshit. My views are fucking what's canon here.
We are Squawcast, motherfuckers. Nah,
Yeah.
no, I get what you're saying. Like they really did. They beefed up Aquaman and they kind of gave him more of a Samoan feel.
Dude, that whole
Um,
fucking scene where he's like standing on that rock and the wave crashes up against it and he's like drinking a bottle of whiskey like, "What? Come at me, bro. Fuck your wave."
yeah, they made a comment about the fact that when he like throws Bruce Wayne up against the wall, his eyes change, and that's something that they only reference in the comic book. Most of the cartoons never reference that,
Mhm.
and it's a I don't know if I can't really remember what it was supposed to be, but it's like a focusing mechanism to where like he's immediately starts communicating and moving shit. like, like I'm already thinking about drowning you, and I just met you.
You
Um,
see that water, the dishwater over there? It's about to drown
yeah,
you in two
yeah.
seconds, motherfucker.
As a guy who brought a gallon of water, you're fucked. But no, the Flash scene was probably it took forever in the trailer, but it was worth it. I thought it was worth it because you get to see Barry Allen in a new light. A lot of people are still kind of bitching and moaning about Grant Gustin not playing the Flash,
Eh,
and I have my opinions on that. And honestly, I think the TV show needs to be its own thing,
exactly.
and the movie needs to be its own thing because if you look at it, there's a very large separation between the two. The Grant Gustin Flash, he relies more on his surrounding cast to be the hero that he is, where this Flash really is by himself. There's no sign of anyone else that was in that like that lab that he had or the or whatever he wants to call it. Which, by the way, did you notice Rick and Morty was on the fucking TV?
Yeah, I saw that and I immediately chuckled at it. I was like,
It's
what
like this Flash
the?
just went up in my book. Let me
I
see.
mean, I am on board for watching this movie. I mean, dude, seriously, any superhero movie that's going to come out, I'm going to watch it regardless. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
that is one of my big staples. I love superhero movies. But as far as on my scale of how much I want to see this movie, it's really going to depend on how the next couple movies leading up to it
Well, there's
play
only
out.
one.
Well,
There's
I
only
know.
one.
Well, yeah, there's only one, but I was referring to the Batman versus Superman, which did good. Then there's
Hmm.
going to be Wonder Woman, and
Hmm.
that one that right there is going to be the anchor of how good Justice League is going to be because you know they're going to tie in a couple things to lead up to it.
Well, I think they might take a page out of Marvel's book, and as far as the movie, the end of Wonder Woman, I think, is going to be a preview or like a little, you know what I mean, like end of credit scene
Hmm.
that's going to talk about like maybe her having a conversation with Affleck about, you know, I found him or like something like that. Um,
Well, I mean, there's that little comment that they or conversation that they have about what is he going to help us? Sort of, kind
yeah.
of, or you know.
So he
Uh,
said no.
so he, yeah, I don't think he's gonna help us.
Yeah. No, I like everybody who's casted. Cyborg finally
Yeah,
got
I
a
would like to see his little backstory on that. That would be
oh yeah,
nice.
that movie in general, that Cyborg movie's be one of the best of the DC movie, the cinematic universe.
Yeah,
Um, and for no other reason than it's just he's never been done before in a major film.
it needs to be
So
done
yeah,
because he's a really good character. Like there is
oh
a
yeah,
really good backstory to Cyborg, and
uh-huh.
he gets overlooked. And like I was really kind of upset when he was just plopped into Teen Titans. because he could have been a standalone hero.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's no excuse for him to be part of that. I know it's I don't know if I can't even I don't even want to fucking acknowledge it. Let me say this: they in Batman versus Superman, they show the video of his father, um, working to bring him back. I think back to life. I guess is the goal. Um, and you see in that final scene before freaking the fuck out that he has Kryptonian technology that
Hmm.
he stole from when they crashed. So I'm it makes me wonder more about Cyborg. Like that movie's gonna have so many answers to questions. Like if they use Kryptonian technology, is he a fucking Kryptonian? Like is his suit Kryptonian? Which means can he beat the fuck out of Superman if push comes to shove?
Right.
It's there's a lot of questions that come up from him,
Oh,
and
oh
I like
no,
the
I
interaction
know.
between him and Batman. That was pretty fucking funny. He's like, "Oh, so you're real?"
Yeah, I'm only real when it counts,
Yeah.
or I'm only real
Uh,
when it needs to be.
yeah. No, but anyway, just to wrap that up, Justice League favorite trailer that was released, and there was so many to.
Well, I have a counter to your little Justice
Okay,
League.
yeah, my DC. Okay,
Yeah.
what's your counter to my
I
DC?
I am actually going to go Marvel. And
Oh,
my smackdown on your little Justice League trailer is Doctor Strange.
I agree. I agree.
Doctor
It,
Strange is going to be a phenomenal movie, and I cannot wait. There's only one thing that really pisses me off.
what's that?
The fucking villain in this movie is, I'm not even kidding you, a fucking errand boy. I am dead serious. Let me read something to you here real quick. The
Okay,
evil person in this movie is Kay Celius. Okay,
okay,
Kay Celius is one of the members who is a follower of a student of the Ancient One. The Ancient One is basically the one that like tells Doctor Strange, oh, you got these powers, blah blah blah. We train you, hone you, and blah blah blah. He is literally the fucking errand boy of Baron Mordo, which is one of the right under the Ancient Ones, or the Ancient
okay,
One. So Baron Mordo is like his boss.
okay.
All right, and this fucktard, what's his name again? Hold on, let me get it real quick. Caecilius. Caecilius is a member of four of these guys. All right,
Okay.
and these four idiots were sent out because one of the staffs was stolen, and they were sent out to track down the four staff and bring it back. Somewhere along the line, apparently in the storyline, I'm not going to go in depth because I really don't want this to be fucking true. But somewhere along the line, he goes, gets evil, blah blah blah, and he comes back as the villain of the movie, which really pisses me off because they had a prime opportunity for Dormammu, which is one of the big villains. Baron Mordo himself is a fucking villain because he later in the comic books later becomes a villain and betrays the Ancient One and yada yada yada. He also, along the illustrious list of fucking evil villains that they could have picked from, they had Mephisto, which is a fucking demon from the underworld that can summon demons. They had Loki himself, yes, Thor's fucking brother, Loki. Alright? They also
Hmm.
had Blackheart, Nightmare, Blackout, the Enchantress, Dracula, Deathwatch, the Masters of Evil. They had all these different people to fucking choose from, and they pick a fucking lackey of a fucking potential later in the maybe in the next movie, bad guy. Because in this movie, he starts out as a good guy. So he hasn't even become evil yet. So you're going to tell me this fucking retarded henchman of a good guy is going to become bad and become the evil of the movie. That's my big argument there.
No,
But
you have a well. Let me counter real quick.
uh-huh.
First of all, nerd alert, and second of all, um, when they do movies like this, where they're like Doctor Strange, where they're building up a character or building up a story, um, they're going to spend the majority of the movie talking about him, his development, and then when he becomes, you know, his final stage of Doctor Strange, before he inevitably joins the fucking Avengers, which will it's going to happen. Um, they have to give the bitch villain to start with. Like,
I,
look at Iron Man. Iron Man's first villain was who just ripped off his technology. There's nothing special about him. Captain America's first villain was Red Skull. That was a good villain to choose, but he
Red
wasn't
Skull.
really.
Red Skull was one of the main supervillains of Captain America.
I understand that, but it was easy to pick that one. There wasn't, anything else wouldn't have been as impactful, and it had to fit with that timeline that they were trying to explain with, World War II, etc. Um,
Man,
Thor's first true villain was, I mean, was it not his brother?
yeah,
Was it his brother? I mean, yeah, it was his fucking brother. And then
well,
Dark World, they introduced a whole other civilization. Like, he had to go to fucking war.
yeah, but that civilization is actually canon in the comic book realm.
Yeah, that's true.
But okay, moving aside from the fact that they have a goddamn flunky playing the evil guy in this, it is a superb cast of
Oh my
people in
God,
this
yeah.
movie. First
Hmm.
of all, Doctor Stephen Strange is played by uh, Benedict
Ben
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, moving on down the line, the evil dude Kay Silius is played by Mads Mikkelsen. If you don't know who Mads Mikkelsen is, to give you an idea, he played in such movies of he was in King Arthur. He was in
Was he in Knight's Tale?
I don't know if he was in Knight's Tale. He was in the Dr. Hannibal Lecter show, The Hunt. Casino Royale is probably one of the newer ones that you would know him from. In Casino Royale, he played oh, Le Shiffy, the bad
Oh
guy.
yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so he played. That's who he played. To give you an idea who that is. Moving down, there is Tilda. I'm probably saying this name wrong. Tilda Swinton plays the Ancient One, and to give you a reference of who she is, if you ever watched the movie Constantine with Keanu Reeves, she played Gabriel.
Oh yeah, Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, there you go,
Gotcha.
Tilda. Sorry, I
Yeah,
told you I am horrible with names.
she was the fucking angel that betrayed
Right,
Constantine. I loved that fucking movie.
and
Oh my God.
last but not least, and I'm probably gonna butcher this name also, and I apologize. Chiwetel E. Jolafor plays
Yeah,
Baron Carl Mordo, blah, blah, blah. Uh,
he's
which,
an amazing actor.
yeah, he is a great actor. 12 Years a Slave. What else did he play
I
in?
first saw him in Four Brothers,
Yeah, Four
and then he went on
Brothers.
it. Then he was
American
in 2000.
Gangster.
He was in 2012, which was a shit movie, but he still managed
Yeah,
to
yeah,
kill it.
he played there.
Um, and then Serenity. I mean, he
Yeah, he
was
was in Serenity like way back then.
the operative,
Uh, let's see, Children of
which
Men.
was a Joss Whedon movie, by the way.
Yes. Ford Brothers. Yeah, Melinda. Red Dust. She Hates Me. Just listing off some of the movies he was in. Murder in Mind. Dirty Pretty Things. Mind Games. The list goes on. All right, but let's see. Benjamin Pratt is also in it. Doesn't give his character, but he's in it. Um, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much most of the big characters that's in it.
Oh, and Rachel McAdams.
Wait.
Fucking the beautiful Rachel
Oh,
McAdams.
sorry. Yes,
Fucking Jesus.
Christine
I was so mad.
Palmer.
I was like, you haven't said it yet.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I accidentally went right over her. Benedict Wong is also in it. He played in other movies. Probably the most notable recent one. He was in The Martian. He was in Prometheus. Um, Prey. Kick Ass 2. He played Mr. Kim. Uh,
Oh, okay. I know exactly who that is.
okay.
That's interesting.
He plays the character, ironically, Wong.
Yeah. They got real fucking creative there, didn't they?
Yeah, his last name Wong. He's
Um,
Chinese. Oh, he's Wong. Ching Chang
let's
Wong
talk about
Gong.
let's talk about the trailer in general. You racist bastard.
What? I'm just saying that they could have been a little bit more fucking, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. No.
I mean, they kind of fucking
Shit.
dropped the ball
The
there.
the only way they could have made that better is if the character's name was like P.F. Chang's or some shit.
Right.
Um, anyway, so the trailer itself, it's a lot of what
Oh,
looks like
wait,
him.
real quick. Directed by Scott Dickerson. Or Derrickson. Sorry, Scott Derrickson.
Scott Derrickson.
Yeah.
The trailer itself looks. It has a what the fuck is that movie?
Inception?
Yes, it has
Oh,
an
okay.
Inception feel
Okay.
with like a whole nother level of like. I love the fact that they're gonna spend a good chunk of time just talking about him before, and
Yeah.
then his development and all that
Oh,
stuff. But
yeah.
it seems like once he gets the fucking ball rolling, man, this is what one thing that trailers do, and this is the one reason why I'm concerned about this movie is one thing that trailers do is they get into the for superheroes they get into the point where they mostly show the post like badass part where he's already learned everything, he's a badass now, and they mostly show that in the trailer. But the movie, it's like a fucking 30-minute scene.
yeah. And but this, if you watch this trailer pretty closely, it doesn't show a lot of him as Doctor Strange until like the very end of the trailer. Like, I mean, obviously he is Doctor Strange because that's who he is, regardless of whatever, if before he
Yeah,
became the superhero Doctor Strange. His
yeah,
legitimate birth given name was Stephen Strange, and he
yeah,
became a doctor. But a lot of that trailer is like, the accident where he loses his wife, then, the ancient one contacting him like, you have a gift, blah 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 blah, go on and go on and go on. Um, Now, I don't know if do you know a lot about the Affinity Gauntlet and the Affinity Gems?
a little bit. Yeah, I know a
Okay,
majority of it.
the gauntlet that Thanos wears that has
Yeah, the
the
fist thing. Yeah,
yeah, it's the
the
fist
glove.
the golden gauntlet with all the gems and the knuckles.
Yeah,
Okay, so not trying to throw out any spoilers or anything, but my theory is
they haven't
because
fucking seen it yet. Come on.
well, my theory is here is I really think that this is going to lead up to Thanos being one of like a very big villain in
Well, yeah,
the Marvel universe coming very soon
it's
because Doctor Strange manipulates time. One of the gems is of time.
yeah.
Okay, and
Isn't it
then
the
there's
orange one?
I think it's the yellow one.
Yellow one. No, yellow is the one in um
Hold on,
what's his
I
face's
will
forehead.
hold on. I will pull it up real quick.
Okay.
All right, so there are six gems. There is the purple one, which is control of space, the blue one, which controls the mind, the green one, which controls the soul, the yellow one controls reality, the orange one, which you are correct, controls time, and the red one controls power.
Hmm.
Now, we know that the yellow one is in
Vision's forehead.
Vision. Yeah, Vision, there you go. I was drawing a blank on his name. I suspect personally that the orange one is going to be in the medallion that Doctor Strange wears around his neck. If I had to go and guess any of these other ones, the purple one is in Guardians of the Galaxy. If you're not familiar from watching the first fucking movie, the purple gem that they picked up, it's the fucking Infinity
Yeah.
Gem.
Well,
Okay.
it's the space stone. The blue one is in the Tesseract.
Yep.
The power stone is in the orb.
Hmm.
The reality stone is the ether. Um, and the mind stone is contained obviously in Vision's forehead. So mind stone is time stone has yet to make an appearance in the movie or in the movies, and the soul stone hasn't, which makes me think The Time Stone is going to show up in Doctor Strange, and the Soul Stone is going to show up in Black Panther.
Yeah. You kind of got a little mixed up there. The Reality Stone is what's in Vision's head. The Mind Stone.
No, Mind Stone is in Vision's head. The Reality Stone is the Ether.
No, the Power one is the Ether.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
We have conflicting reports.
Okay.
No, the Power Stone is purple.
No, on mine, what I'm looking at right now is purple is space, blue is mind, green is soul, yellow is reality, the orange is time, and the red is power.
Well, fuck me, man. Someone, no, sources. Use your sources.
Okay, Infinity Gems Marvel Database Wiki. That's what I'm
Um,
looking
it's funny. I'm looking at a wiki as well.
at.
What a bunch of fucking nerds. Anyway,
Yes,
anyway, the point is, I mean, we're still accurate in what we're saying is that the Time Stone hasn't shown up and the Soul Stone hasn't shown up.
pretty
And the
much.
Time
Okay,
Stone, it only makes sense that Doctor Strange would inevitably have it or find it.
exactly.
And the Soul Stone, Black Panther is the only movie that hasn't come out yet. I know there is another Thor movie, but I don't. I mean, it seems like they've been
Ragn-
doing one stone per fucking
Ragnarok.
movie. Yeah,
Okay,
Ragnarok.
okay. Well, I'm glad you mentioned the Thor Ragnarok because did you know who's going to be in that movie?
Yep,
It's going to be the Hulk. It is not only going to be the Hulk, it's going to be the Hulk from Hulk Planet, the
yep.
fucking gladiator.
Yeah, they showed at Comic Con. They actually showed his armor for the movie
Yes. Oh my god. Talk about jizzing in your
to
pants,
to
dude.
to bring it back around to our fucking topic. Um, so yeah, I mean, I like Doctor Strange. I love Justice League. It's
Yes.
just I've been fucking. You've devoted so much time to Marvel. You're just like you almost kind of want to see a fucking end to it already. Like Infinity Wars need to fucking happen. Um, but we still got like what 2 more years, 3 more years before that fucking movie comes out.
Dude, okay, let's talk fucking recent. Like, more recent, as in a fucking week from tomorrow. I think. A week from tomorrow.
Are you talking about the Suicide Squad?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Oh my
very
god, I
excited.
cannot wait for that. And I just recently fucking found out that not only is Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Joker, uh, all these other people, but there is a little known, and he's not, well, not really big, but Slipknot. Do you
Okay,
even have a clue who that is? Because trust me, I really didn't until I looked into it.
it's a hard rock band.
Yes, not the heavy metal band Slipknot. There's not gonna be fucking eight fucking nine dudes running around with clown masks and shit. No, Slipknot.
It would make
Um,
sense.
yeah, and for that movie, it would make sense. But
Yeah.
Slipknot is a assassin that specializes in rope. That's a special ability, ladies and gentlemen. He is a rope master.
I got the checkmate right here. The guy that breathes fire. Yep, that's over.
That's El Diablo.
El Diablo.
Yeah, just gonna go out on a limb and say if any one of these characters is gonna die, it's gonna be fucking Slipknot.
Yeah, no shit. No, I think it's gonna be one of those Blaze of Glory. Um, I think obviously Joker seems to be the main reason for their gathering.
No,
Um,
no, no, no. Okay, here's what I think is gonna happen. The Joker is only gonna have a minimal role. One, he's going to be a big part of Harley Quinn's flashback of how she became one, Harley Quinn, and two, how she got put in jail. I
mhm.
think that is going to be the big chunk of what we're going to see of the Joker. We might see a little tidbit here and there after.
Well, I will let me comment on that because I did see in the trailer that came out of Comic Con that it was basically focused on him. Um, they did a multitude of trailers like that where they focused on like Will Smith's character,
Yeah,
um,
trust me, I watched every one of them.
Deadshot, sorry, Harley Quinn, and then Joker. And the Joker trailer in the focus on him, it seemed like Yeah, I'm going to change what I said. I don't think that they got them all together for the Joker because it seems like the Joker is more bent on getting Harley back. It seems like that's the focus for him in everything that he does.
Yeah.
Um, and then whatever they're put together for, he's kind of just caught in the middle. You know what I mean? He just happens to fucking be there.
What
Um,
what I think is actually like I can't remember who this person is, but it's like a celestial evil being that is actually came to Earth, and
well, if they're gonna, here's
uh,
my thing. So if they're gonna make, I'm wondering if they're gonna have, is Suicide Squad supposed to be after Batman versus Superman? Because
it's
if
in the
it's
same world, but
yeah,
I
if
don't
it's
know.
that, then it's pretty on the fucking nose who's coming, and it's Darkseid.
That could be who it is, because if you watch in some of the parts of the trailer, people like soldiers are getting infected with this like black oozy
Yep.
growth thing. Uh, there's a subway shot where like you see this
Massive
massive thing
creature looking
literally
thing.
splitting the fucking train down the middle just
Yeah.
by holding his hand out.
Well, here's the thing. So the reason why I say Darkseid is because in the Batman versus Superman Ultimate Edition I purchased, there was a
Nerd.
there was a there's obviously like 30 minutes of extra stuff that wasn't in the theatrical version.
Right.
And something that was in there that wasn't in the main movie was when they arrest Lex Luthor in the theatrical version, he's just looking at this goop shit all over his hands. That's it. In the Ultimate Edition, when they walk in that room, he is still in that fucking goop, and there is this giant being standing over him, and he's wearing a helmet with huge horns coming out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Darkseid. That if you know anything about the comic book and have ever seen Darkseid
Yes.
in the comic book, that
Yes.
whatever the fuck that was looks a hell of a lot like him, but
Right.
way fucking creepier. Like does not look human at all. He looks like a fucking demon. And if and at the end of the movie he says it. He says, the bell, you can't unring the bell, and
Right.
someone's heard it. And that's, I mean, it sounds like if Suicide Squad is a prequel to the
I I
next
I
movie, the
I,
Justice League movie,
I
then
think I think in the event like timeline events wise, Suicide Squad takes place a little bit after
okay,
Batman versus Superman.
okay,
I'm willing to throw a bet out that it takes place not too long after.
yeah. Something else to talk about for Suicide Squad: the presence of Clint Eastwood's son.
Hmm?
Do you know who that is? Clint Eastwood's son. I can't remember
Uh,
his fucking name.
Scott
Scott Eastwood.
Eastwood.
That's him. Okay, so Scott Eastwood is in Suicide Squad, but he's the only fucking actor who doesn't have a role. Period.
Okay.
Everybody else has a character name. He's the only one who hasn't been named, and I'm telling you, I know exactly who the fuck he is.
Okay. Who is
He
he?
is a he is the one and only Dick Grayson,
Are you sure?
aka Robin, aka Nightwing.
Are you sure?
100%. No, not a doubt in my fucking mind.
Not a doubt in your mind, huh?
Not a doubt. Not even a little bit. If you look, if you go to his Wikipedia page next to Suicide Squad, there's no character name. And the only character who has not been shown in any movie in this universe yet is Robin. But you see his suit all shot the fuck up.
Okay. I kind of have to throw a little hitch in your little giddy up there.
Okay.
Have you heard the theory that the Joker in
Is
Suicide Squad is
okay, yeah.
Jason Todd?
I've heard that, but was it in order? Is it Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and then
Jason Todd is the second of the three.
yeah,
And
Dick
Jason
Grayson's the first, Jason Todd's the second. And
Jason
then,
Todd was the one that was kidnapped and beaten half to death by the Joker
hmm
and was presumably blown up and killed by the Joker.
hmm
Now, to validate these claims that the Joker in Suicide Squad is actually Jason Todd, some of the goofy ones is the J tattooed under his eye. Yeah.
well, his name's the Joker.
Right.
It's like you can't use that right now.
Right, and they're trying to say the tattoo on his forehead damaged, meaning, he was the Robin and he became damaged and now he's the Joker.
Yeah.
Um, but one of the tattoos that seems really out of place is on his right bicep. Or
Okay.
you see a bird's wing, and ironically looks like a robin's wing.
Okay.
There's that. Now, if you also look at the picture of where he's like got his hands on his head and he's screaming, and he's not wearing the shirt, because
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Joker, and he's got the two puncture wounds on each shoulder. And if
Interesting.
you look, they're scarred and they're like mixed in the tattoos. But if you look, there's two scarred puncture wounds, one on each shoulder. And if you go to the Batman versus Superman movie and check the body armor of Robin that's spray painted, there is two holes, one in each shoulder. Okay.
You're
Now,
starting to convince me, brother.
okay, hold on. It gets more. If you notice, this Joker has a lot of silver teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, well, one of the things the Joker did was he beat Jason Todd with a crowbar, meaning he hit him in the mouth repeatedly with a crowbar, busting the shit out of his teeth.
Yeah.
What do you do if you want your teeth fixed and they're severely damaged? Nine times out
Yeah.
of ten, they're going to give you a lot of silver fillings and replacements. So, they're also
That's
saying that the reason his teeth look like that is because he got his teeth knocked out and busted up by the Joker by a crowbar. And that's how he replaced his
well. Then,
teeth.
then, then, what they'll probably do with this storyline is they're not going to make it so that the Joker created Jason Todd's Joker. They're gonna make it where he just got caught the fuck up, and as Robin, he got they could do it. They could make it very easily. They don't. It doesn't have to be the Joker who made Jason Todd. They're gonna make it their own story, and that's what I'm gonna love, and it's gonna piss so many people off. So I'm just mentally prepared for the bitching and the moaning of that's not how the Joker was fucking done.
Well, yeah, I
It's
look. I look at it this way: comic books are one thing, cartoon TV series another thing, movies a
yes,
whole nother level.
yes,
Because the idea is to take an idea from the comic book and then bring it to life with your own idea to follow and make it entertaining.
absolutely.
If they went word for word verbatim of the comic book or the TV show or the cartoon, it would be a lame movie.
Yeah.
No offense, but you have to
It
spice
would
it up a
suck. It
little
would
bit.
fucking suck.
It would.
It, and that's the thing, and that's the biggest argument with like what they're doing with these DC movies is they're like, oh, you're not following the comic book. It's like, yeah, they kind of fucking are, but they're doing it in their own way, and you have to
Exactly.
fucking accept that if you're ever gonna like, how can you love anything if you can't accept it being done differently? Like, here's the thing, just to kind of make a side metaphor here. So I love pizza. Who the fuck doesn't? Everybody loves pizza,
Right.
and you will buy pizza from Donato's, from Papa John's, from fucking everywhere. You'll buy home mom and pop pizza places, and it's pizza because not one pizza you've eaten is done the same, but you love pizza.
Right.
So you love Batman, you love the Joker, but you can't then go. Now there are people who go, "Hi, I'm never gonna get pizza from that place again. They fucking suck at it," and that's fine. But you don't hate fucking pizza over it. You love pizza for good. There's going to be interpretations of everything. There's different versions of the Flash. There's different versions of Superman. There's different versions of everybody.
I mean,
Batman.
hell.
Joker.
since the invention of the superhero movie, we've had what, 7 Batmans?
Yeah. So you can argue, honestly, and I'm going to say right now, there is no such thing as the original idea of a character because ever since its inception, it has evolved and changed. So there's what you knew, what you grew up with, but that's not the
Mm-hmm.
original. That's not the story. The original Batman was Action Comics or Detective Comics, excuse me,
Yep.
and he was a crime fighting billionaire. That's the original. That's all you need to know. He is a fucking billionaire. He fights crime. He's a vigilante. From there, the interpretation of his character is told millions of different ways by hundreds of very creative fans of the
Yep.
idea of Batman. So now you have this new DC movie
Well,
universe. And if they take Jason Todd's character, who in the video game became Arkham Knight, and
yeah.
he became a villain. It's exactly what was planned. You have to tell the story of Robin differently than it's no because what do we have to know about Robin other than what the fuck Chris O'Donnell put on screen?
Right.
Nothing. He was an acrobat whose parents died at the hands of Two-Face and the Riddler. So
Which is technically Dick Grayson's story.
exactly. So now they've never told anyone else's. Dick Grayson's going to be Nightwing. That's who Scott Eastwood is. That's wholeheartedly because Nightwing's never been in a movie before.
Which
So now he's going to
that
make an
should be a
appearance, which is
thing.
fantastic. Exactly. He should have his own fuck. Oh my god. And you know what's funny? I bet after Suicide Squad that gets announced. But anyway, um, I don't even give a shit that we're doing a long. Like we focused on just like three trailers because that's. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's the big three. There. I mean, there's one
well,
more, and we'll talk about the one more. But let me get back on that. So if it is Jason Todd who is the Joker, I am so excited to see how they play it out because it gives a new layer to the Joker where he's not just a fucking psychopath because he's going to be a psychopath in this movie. He's going to
yeah.
do psychopath shit.
Well,
But there's
yeah.
going to be moments in this movie, and I know it, when it comes to Harley, which again, never been fucking told this, in a movie. Harley Quinn's character, which was never in the comic book, by the way, that was solely a cartoon character.
Yeah, it originated from the original Batman cartoon series,
Hmm.
and her first appearance was in 1997 or 1999, one of the two.
Yeah, yeah. But the cartoon came first, and then she was put into the newer versions of the comic.
Right.
But either way, the point is like I cannot wait because one of my favorite characters in the Batman world in DC honestly is Robin's because he's not one man. It was you had Dick Grayson, you had Jason Todd, then you had Tim Drake, who if they wanted to could fucking introduce in this because you can't. And then
Well,
after
you're
Tim Drake, then
forgetting
there's
one.
a. I know I didn't forget Damian Wayne.
Okay, I was
Damian
gonna
Wayne.
say.
I
Do you
didn't
know?
forget him.
Do you
I
know?
knew it was coming.
Do you know his mother?
Catwoman. Or no, no, no.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's Ra's
Ra's
al
al
Ghul's
Ghul's
daughter.
daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which technically, if fucking in like 10 years, if they want to make a movie about if they want to bring back Christian Bale's Batman, he kind of fucked her.
They
I
did.
mean,
He
he
did.
kind of fucked, and they didn't show that
They
she
did
was
it in
dead.
front of. They did it in front of the fireplace. They doinked it in the rain. I mean, they
Wrapped,
got wet, and then I mean,
wrapped,
they
wrapped in
fur
lion
blanket.
fur.
Yeah, I mean, ooh, they got nasty.
And they didn't show her dead, by the way. She looked like she just got in a fucking car accident.
Right.
Um, so if they ever wanted to pick
Well,
that
I
up, they
mean,
totally could.
well, here's the thing, because like no matter if she is dead, she's fucking Ra's al Ghul's daughter. Not to mention, the League of Shadows has this wonderful thing called the Lazarus Pit,
Yep,
which brings people back from the dead. Hello.
over and over and over again. Um, but anyway, we're getting a little off topic there. But
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
so
yeah.
Justice League, Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad, those are all going to be fantastic movies. But there's one more we're going to talk about, and then we're
Real quick, I just think it's
uh,
absolutely fucking hilarious that Killer Croc's character, the clothes he wears, is all made out of crocodile skin. I'm not even kidding you.
that's
I'm
you're
not
not
fucking
wrong.
kidding you.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's funny as shit. That's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, And by the way, that will be an episode, future Squawcast episode. It probably won't be probably lot. I want to say late August.
Yeah.
That way people have time to watch it. I don't want to play spoiler. Obviously, we want people to enjoy it.
Right.
But we will be doing a Squawcast episode on that.
Hmm.
But let's move on to the fourth of the big four movie trailers that came out, and that was Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Um, we won't spend too much time on it, but it feels like they're going to follow her true origin, and I love that. I love they're talking about her beginnings. Um, they didn't talk about how she was molded from clay though. That was one story, but um, they did acknowledge her being Zeus's daughter,
Yeah.
which opens a whole other fucking can of worms if you ask me.
Yeah. I like his
Because now,
response to that too. He was like, "That's cool.
yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing."
um, and the thing is, like, with the future of that movie is they're going to have to. I mean, they just acknowledge Zeus's existence, like,
Yeah.
uh, kind of a fucking gray area there. But no, I love that the fight scene she has. Um, I'm interested to see who her villain is, though. That was a little intriguing. You saw the woman with the
Ah,
covered mouth. I thought maybe was that Cheetah?
that's a possible. You know what?
Because her mouth was covered like she was hiding, teeth. Um, I I didn't I don't know. There was a lot of possibilities. There was a scene where she was pulling a sword out of a very beautiful dress to chop a fucking Nazi in half, but
Yeah,
you know
that
it.
was kind of hot.
I was ready for that to go down, but there was a lot of fight scenes. I saw it, and let me just say, Gal Gadot, fucking perfect Wonder Woman. By the way,
Hmm.
because everybody was like, "We need this all-American Wonder Woman who represents America." It's like that's not what the fuck they made her. They made her as a representation of women, strong, powerful women, and in this day and age, that doesn't necessarily mean pure American, where it's just like, white, 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 white. She is I think Gail Gadot herself is Saudi Arabian. I might be wrong there.
I don't
Something in
know.
that area. Anyway, um, but anyway, she's a perfect character for Wonder Woman. It gives her character this like um, feel of immortality. You know what I mean? She talks differently. Her mannerisms are different. She's much calmer in battle, and I like that. It's almost like she's battled so much that it's like, eh, it's another battle, another notch on
Yeah,
the belt.
just another
Where like
fucking day
you
for
saw it,
her.
yeah, you saw it in Batman vs Superman. She like, Doomsday fucking smacked her across the room, and she fucking laughed and got right back up. I was like, this woman has seen some shit in her day, like, and I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a great movie, and I think they picked, some great actors to support her in this. But like I said, I said it earlier. I think this is just going to be a precursor to Justice League. It's going to be tells her story, but then it'll inevitably end with what's going to happen now. Um, yeah, something that somebody brought up to me when they watched the trailer was like, "Do you think that at the end of this movie, Wonder Woman, they're going to revitalize Superman?" Like that's something that someone
Hmm.
said like at the end of the movie, at the end of the trailers, their scene is like, they show his grave in Kansas, and then just like poof, like a fist through the fucking ground. Um, and I was like, that would be fucking sweet. I was like, even better than that, just have him butt ass naked fly from the fucking and just right up into the sky and shit. Um,
Let's see. There to answer your question about who the supposed evil villain is. Cheetah is a good candidate. Then there is, if I'm not mistaken, Dark Angel could be another one.
mhm.
Um, I'm trying to
I had a
think.
I had a feeling it could be another Amazonian.
Yeah.
That was it was a feeling in my gut that like something would happen there, like because she was chosen, you know what I mean? And then there was other Amazonians. There, I mean, there was a fucking island of them. So, it wouldn't be too shocking to see one turn evil, and then that's who she has to fight. Um, either way, I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. I don't know anything. I'm just giving my opinion, but it's going to be a fantastic movie. All these movies are going to be great. Um, there's going to be fucking haters. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? But luckily, Squawcast is here to shit on them and or join them,
Yeah, fuck that. Oh wait,
or
what?
or yeah, fuck all that. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so let's move on. We're gonna do a
Okay,
very
hold on.
quick
I just
segment.
found a page real quick. Top
Go ahead.
five possible villains for the Wonder Woman movie. First up, we have
Roll,
Doctor Psycho.
maybe.
Then we have Firstborn.
Is that a fellow Amazonian?
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
probably that's your best bet, probably
I
there.
think this one is probably going to be the biggest one.
Okay.
Cyrus. Circe. Cyrus.
Maybe.
I think that's personally. Ares. That's a good one. That there was a very good comic book series with that, and then Cheetah. So, out of the top five, the top two, the only two that are females is Cheetah and Cyrus. So,
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll find out. Obviously, if it's cheat, I would I'd fucking love that. Um, but anyway, like I said, we're gonna move on because the other thing came out from Comic Con, some other movies. So we got to talk about the trailers that just were like, oh fuck, really? Like just the poop, the shit that came out of Comic Con. And I have mine. I've circled it 100 times, and the only thing I have to say is why, why, Hollywood? Did you make another fucking Blair Witch movie? Why?
oh man.
God damn it. And I watched the trailer. I've watched it twice now. It looks fucking dumb. It looks so dumb. They're going back for the girl from the very first fucking movie,
Yeah.
and it's just like, what part of that makes you go, "Oh yeah, she's probably definitely there." And if she is, she's definitely alive.
Yeah,
And if she
totally.
isn't, she's definitely a fucking demon. Like, what is wrong with like what who let me take a second. Who the fuck sat in a room full of other individuals and said, "Hey, let's make this shitty fucking scary movie from the 90s again." Because it was such a hit then. And the thing that these fucking idiots don't realize is it wasn't a hit. People went to see it because it was so fucking retarded. People went to see it so that they could be a part of the people who were making fun of the fucking movie. They needed to know why it was being fucking made fun of. I mean, look, Scary Movie even made fun of it.
Right.
So it's like, which some people, oh, the greatest compliment is mocking something. It's like, no, fuck that. That movie was fucking stupid. One of the worst endings in scary movie history. One of the worst endings. I mean, it spawned probably the standing in a corner like creepy. That's the only thing it spawned. Do you want to know the good thing that came out of the first Blair Witch movie? The fucking fact that Sark on Mr. Sark from YouTube, he occasionally does the G and Gmon shit. He'll occasionally put his character there, and then you'll hear like other gamers be like, "Are you Blair Witch?" Like that's it. That's the only fucking thing that came out of that fucking piece of shit. So thank you, Hollywood, for on such a beautiful occasion where all these amazing trailers are coming out, you went and just shit down my throat with that fucking movie.
Speaking of amazing trailers that came out, here are. I'm just going to put a list of some of the things that are up and coming soon, and if they haven't shown a trailer for it, they hinted at it at Comic Con. We've already talked about Suicide Squad. We've talked about Doctor Strange. We've talked about Wonder Woman. Let's move
Mhm.
on to things such as Star Wars, the Rogue One, the Lego Batman movie,
Yeah, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
They didn't release trailers. Yeah, this is the okay.
They did not release a trailer, but they had a panel and they did uh, oh god, what is his name? The dude from Walking Dead that played Merle. I can't remember his name. He came out in
Full
full
makeup. Yeah,
costume, including the fucking fin. Finally,
yeah.
because that really pissed me off from the first movie. He didn't have his fucking fin, and he was controlling his arrow by whistling. Fuck that. All right,
I thought
but
that was the coolest scene in the movie, man.
Dude, okay, if you ever watched or read the Guardian of the Galaxy's comic books, that was a major slap in the fucking face right there. Oh, I just
Oh,
got.
okay.
Okay, so moving on, we got Spider-Man: Homecoming,
Yeah.
which is gonna be good. Then there is Star Wars coming out next year, at the end of next year. Star Wars Episode 8. And probably didn't get a lot of talk at the Comic Con, but Jurassic World 2 is coming out.
Which will be good, but
Right.
um, as far so just to come back, so Blair Witch was my I needed to shit all over that for a minute. What was the trailer that you just could not fucking believe or was annoyed the fuck out of by?
What annoyed me is when it came, like they had the trailer that I saw was I can't remember the fucking name of it because it annoyed me so damn much. It's from the same person that did the Harry Potter movies. The suitcase of 50,000 or 50 unique monsters or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember the fucking name of it, but it's done by the same person that did the Harry Potter books.
Are you talking
And
about the fucking Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
yes,
Oh my God, yeah, that was.
I saw that and it was just like, really, you've got nothing better to do with your time than to do a knockoff Harry Potter?
Well, there's a version of that, and there's a lot of people who have that same feeling. But I, the reason why people are like, oh, it's not the same, is because it was 1920 Manhattan. You're like, so it's the same fuck, it's the same concept. It's
Dude,
magical beings and finding secret shit. Yeah.
it's got the fucking dude from what was the movie, Balls of Fury?
Yeah.
That fat, chubby Jew fro
The
bastard.
yeah, yeah, the dude from Good Luck Chuck and shit. Yeah.
Yes, that fucking asshat. Like, he's okay funny, but
I think his name's Dan Fogler.
whatever.
Yeah,
He's a fucking
I know who you're
butt.
talking about.
He's a butt fogler for all I care.
Any fucking way. So, all right, so mine was Blair Witch. Yours was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is a shit title for a movie, by the way. Way too long.
Really.
Um, so okay, so that we're beyond that. So now let's talk about television shows. A lot of trailers for TV shows came out. We're just going to talk about the ones we're like, excited about. It. We don't have to go into favorites or whatever. Um, we'll start with the obvious one that everybody saw and was very geeked about, which was The Walking Dead
Season
season 7
7.
premiere, or mid, I guess, s- second half,
Dude,
back end.
fucking, oh my god, I am so nerded out for this season. Not only is Negan going to be in this
Yeah,
season with Lucille, best
yeah,
fucking weapon ever.
yeah,
Just gonna say, I mean,
yeah. I know. I
fuck your
fully
katana,
agree.
fuck your katana. You give me a big
Hey,
barbed wire bat, I'm bashing your fucking brains in.
to be fair though, a katana would right through the bat though.
Meh. Look,
I mean, I guess maybe the barbed wire would protect it.
yeah,
Maybe.
but seriously, the character Negan, fucking beautiful. But
Oh
not
yeah.
only is Negan going to be in this season, but they are bringing the kingdom.
Oh yes, King Ezekiel.
King Ezekiel. I
I love that fucking
cannot,
character, man.
I cannot wait.
I will say, on top of that, there's a certain pet friend of his that I cannot wait
Oh God,
for everyone to
yes.
meet.
Uh,
Um, fuck, what is her name? I'm telling you right now, we didn't we start naming these episodes. Fuck, what is their name? Because
yeah.
that's everything we fucking say.
You asked me too fast. For those of you who don't know, it's a tiger.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful tiger.
Magnificent fucking beast.
And I'll give it away right the fuck now. I don't care. If you've read the comic books, you already know why this tiger is fucking special and why
Yeah.
fans can't fucking wait. And it's the fact that this tiger, because, and it's a true fact about tigers, by the way, their immune system and stomachs are like garbage disposals.
Hmm?
The tiger can fucking eat walkers, can eat it, can attack and eat a fucking walker, and it won't hurt it It
Nope.
doesn't get sick. It
Mm.
doesn't get like nothing of the whatever this is causing this, the walkers to turn, or humans to turn into walkers. It doesn't affect the tiger, and it can fucking just maul everybody. Um, and I mean, it happens in the comic book. Unfortunately, we know how that ends for the tiger. But Jesus Christ, I keep burping. Um, I Shiva, thank God, Shiva. Her name is Shiva, and beautiful name for a tiger, by the way.
Yes.
Um, but yes, she is going to be in season 7. It is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. Um,
All
and
right.
obviously, the main thing is we're all going to find out who Negan fucking killed.
Who? Okay, let me ask you. Who do you think he killed?
I think it's Glenn. To be completely fucking honest with you, I think this is the one time they
Uh,
stick to what they believe.
I honestly, I look. Let me. I hope it is Glenn.
Because you feel it's actually fill in the blank
I mean, no. Look, I hope it's Glenn because I want them to stick to the roots.
to store it. Yeah, to the roots. Yeah.
That's why I hope it's Glenn. But
Me too.
my personal thing is one thing if you've ever noticed in this TV show so far is anytime someone gets love,
Morally correct. Yeah.
morally correct, enlightenment of who they are, yada yada yada, they die.
Yep.
Only
And
time,
there's a
and
certain guy just became.
this is one of two things that's going to happen. It's going to be our favorite mullet toting motherfucker getting hit in the face,
hmm
or it's going to be the little Spanish fly chick getting her face brains in.
Well, let me give you my opinion because that's not bad. A lot of people have thought my my list is who I want it to be is Glenn because the story obviously
Yes.
it was that in the comic that was such an impactful moment. Like as you were reading it, you felt that pain. Like you were like, oh my god, like
And then
what?
and then Negan just emotionless, just like, hey, you're still in there, man. You took a hell of a hit,
Yeah, like, are you
and just
still
whacked
talking?
him
Like, yeah,
again.
hit him again. And I feel like that would be such an impactful start to season set or to I'm sorry, to finish. Or no, to start. Yeah, it's the season 7 premiere. I'm thinking of Fear the Walking Dead as the back end.
Here's why I don't think it's gonna be Glenn. Just real quick.
Yeah,
There is a list of characters that at this point in the series that the fans would go fucking ballistic if they killed. Daryl, Glenn,
I was going to touch on that.
Rick, Carl, and
It'll
Maggie.
never be Rick. It'll never ever ever be Rick.
These five people, if they were to ever kill any one of them, the fan base would lose their shit. As in, they tried to get a little action of what it would be like if they killed Glenn. The fucking place went through the roof.
Yeah.
And the uproar was so phenomenal in the supposed attempt to kill Glenn off.
Mhm.
And you thought people were killing babies over there at The Walking Dead.
Let me give you my reasoning as to why it is who I truly in my heart think it will inevitably be. I want it to be Glenn. Let me clear up my answer. I want it to be Glenn so that people can have that impactful moment that comic book readers had. But I genuinely in my heart fully believe it will be Daryl.
I don't think
Because
it.
let me explain. Let me explain. So Daryl's death period would be traumatic to viewers. If you read if but if you talk I mean you've seen the cast. The cast was just fucking devastated by it. And if there was something that traumatic that was going to happen, wouldn't the best way to do it be the cliffhanger? Because the cliffhanger allows every viewer for the next what was it, like 5 months? I
Roughly.
think. Well, but I think it was 8. Was it 8? Yeah, 8 months. For the next 8 months to go, what if it is? What if it is Daryl? How could they? And then you you almost go through your 5 stages of grief before you ever fucking find out, because you're like, well, I guess the show would go on. Oh my God, look, King Ezekiel. Look, it's Shiva. Like you're getting built up. You're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, all these things, and then you find out, and then
Uh,
it's not
here,
as a shock. You know what I mean? It's not as a shock because
here,
you've been thinking about it
here's
for 8 months.
here's my problem with that. If I'm not mistaken, you see Daryl in the fucking um
I think
trailer.
I think they're showing a lot of pre stuff. I think that first episode's gonna show a little bit before, like when, because we got to remember they got caught at the season. I think it was episodes 15 is when they got caught, because at the end Daryl took a bullet to the shoulder, and I think they're going to show the before Rick and all them got caught up in that circle, because they had already had him. They'd had him for a while.
Right.
So that means that that means when he got shot in the shoulder, there was something that happened between that and between, you're taking it like a champ. Something between something between those two moments that happens with Daryl and them, and that's why I think they're going to spend that first episode showing what happened when they captured Glenn and fuck, what's her name?
Maggie?
No, no, not Maggie. That was he. Maggie was with Rick. It was Glenn. Uh, Glenn. It was Glenn, Daryl. Her name starts with a T. Shit.
Fuck.
It was,
The
she's
lesbian?
the yes, the lesbian. Tara, Tara.
There you go, Tara.
Um, so it was Glenn, Tara, and Daryl, and that was it. Everybody else. Oh, and Rosita. Rosita was with them as well. So it was that four people. Those four people, and like Abraham and all those other ones were with Rick. So
Right.
I think they're going to spend that first episode showing what happens to Daryl and what happens to Tara and what happens to Glenn and what happens to Rosita. And then I think the end of that first episode is the reveal of who he kills.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, I could Walking Dead with you the entire fucking night, like we did most of the episode with everything else we've talked about.
Hmm.
But another couple other things I want to pop out there, TV show wise. There is
Yeah.
Gotham coming back, season 3.
Yep.
There
Woo-hoo.
is The Strain coming back for season 3. There
Fuck that show. Fuck
is
that show.
what?
Dude, I'm a bitch. You and Erdman, I don't get, you guys are like, oh,
Dude,
everything fucking scares me. I cannot watch any
if
of the paranormal activities because it fucks me up for like a month. Like fuck the strain. The strain made me itch so fucking bad. I even gave it a chance. It just made me itch. You know what it reminded me of? No shit. That first season, it
yeah,
reminded me of the Resident Evil game with that fucking one like 7 foot tall mutant motherfucker.
Nemesis
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one with like in the castle.
in the castle. Oh shit.
It was like a castle. It was like a big ass.
Ah,
But either way, like he could like fucking like morph into the fucking like he was like real fucking tall and gross looking, and when that fucking thing hit at the ground, I was like, ugh. Like, oh god, it's just
oh, the worms under your skin.
yeah, dude. Oh my god, I fucking
Irish, there's
oh
worms under your skin.
yeah, you put them there, you dirty bitch.
Yes, I did.
Um, but yeah, no, I think the fact that show's got its third season, that's pretty cool.
What? There's also Netflix stuff
All
coming
the
too.
fantastic Netflix.
And the Netflix TV series.
Yep, Daredevil's coming back for
Yeah,
season 3. Luke
Punisher.
Cage. Which I'm starting
Iron.
to wonder, is Daredevil doing a season? Was that what's on there now for season 2? Is that just the first part of season 2?
I don't
Because
know.
they never really addressed that. It just said coming soon. It's just a fucking little nipple tease. Anyway, so yeah, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist were the big names, and then obviously the show Defenders,
Yeah,
which is the coming together of Jessica Jones with the other three.
right. And then there's also the Punisher.
Yes, he it looks like he's gonna get his own series. First of all, John Bernthal is one of my favorite actors. He played Shane in the first and second season of The Walking Dead,
Yep.
and then he's played many roles since. But um, which one? By the way, one of my favorite movies was Fury
Yeah, he was in that.
with Brad Pitt, and his role in that was fucking hilarious. But
Shia LaBeouf.
yeah,
Just do
which
it.
so many fucking crazy deaths in that movie. Like, and the thing is, like, that's how that shit really went down.
Oh
But
yeah.
anyway, we're getting off course.
I
um,
digress.
he was a good Punisher, absolutely great Punisher. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch season 2 of Daredevil on Netflix now. Check out John Bernthal. He's a bad motherfucker. It's basically Shane. It's basically take out the Southern accent. It's Shane. That's who he plays. Um, and then obviously Luke Cage. I think they've amazing actor to play Luke Cage, and his story is going to be told of how he initially started once he figured out he had these powers, leading up to his inevitable meeting of Jessica Jones, and then Iron Fist, which I don't even want. Like, part of me doesn't even want to tell anybody about him because the show appears to be doing origins for him, and all I'm going to say is if you want to know what his powers are, there's plenty of ways to do that without fucking up the storyline.
Yep.
Go to Netflix. I'm not making this up. Go to Netflix. Go look at the Avengers Lego movie, and Iron Fist is in there. You want to know what his powers are? Go watch that movie. They give you a basic rundown on what the fuck he does.
Or you
Just
can be like a normal person and read the comics or
don't do it.
look it up. Like I
I
mean,
understand,
fuck's
but it
sake,
takes
Google
so
tells
long.
you everything.
I understand that, but don't. I mean, it's trust me, it's a fun watch. I'm an adult. I'm telling you, it's a funny ass
Dude,
movie.
I can't wait to watch it.
There you go.
I plan on watching it from episode one. But I'm just saying, if you were to go on Google and say, what is the Iron Fist superpowers? It would tell you all you need to know
It's kind of
about
in
his
his name.
powers. Yeah,
It's
no
kind of in his
shit.
name,
I mean,
but it's
his fist is iron. He punch stuff, make it go
more than that.
boom.
More than that. More than that.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's got. But his the way of him getting his powers is a beautiful story, and I just hope they do it justice. That's all I care about.
it,
Is I just hope they
okay,
tell it correctly.
spoiler alert, guys. He got his fucking powers from 2012. Like the end of the world shit was happening. He fucking went and hit a big iron gong over in Japan in the snow, the mountains. I mean, yeah, it's.
Yeah, that nobody knows that the movie 2012 when the giant ocean water
That
is
was
coming over.
Iron
That was
Fist.
actually
That
Iron
was
Fist there.
yeah. That was Iron Fist hitting the gong.
Iron Iron Fist is the reason John Cusack survived. Um,
Yes.
so yes, please pay attention to those movies, or excuse me, TV shows. They're all coming out on Netflix. Defenders will be the inevitable coming together, which I'm kind of curious if Defenders will lead to these four heroes joining the Avengers films, which is kind of a big fucking deal if you ask me, because I have never no one's played Matt Murdock better than the Netflix Daredevil. Um,
Oh my
Luke Cage,
god,
Jessica Jones, all fantastic.
dude.
And Iron Fist, it looks like they found somebody who's really going to give that youthful, witty, smart-ass Iron Fist that we love from the comics. And
I can't
if they join the
believe.
movie, it's going to be fucking
I
nuts.
can't believe we totally fucking skipped over this.
All right, bonus segment. Go.
Yeah. So I just recently found out there was teasers, not a full trailer because they don't have really anything to show for the trailer. But at Comic Con there were some obvious teasers and big mentions of Deadpool 2.
Oh my god.
Yes. Not only is it Deadpool 2, this is where they're introducing Cable into the Deadpool storyline.
Yep.
Now, if anyone read the comic books around the same time that Deadpool and Cable were getting together, in that same general area, Spider Man was also a big part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the movie has two slot dates. It has either in the beginning, or sorry, the middle or end of, I can't remember the exact date, but it was 2017, and if they couldn't make that date, it was going to be in February of 2018. That
Yep.
one I did remember. Uh, but so the reason I bring this up is because they got Spider-Man: Homecoming coming up real soon.
Yeah.
Now, that is also set in the world timeline of when Spider Man and Deadpool had become allies.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't want to like predict or say that this is for sure going to happen, but this would be a nice little thing. Say we have Spider Man Homecoming with a cameo of Deadpool. Vice versa, when Deadpool 2 comes out, there is a nice little cameo for Spider Man in it along with Cable, which will
Yeah.
now bring in this nice, wonderful mashup of superheroes being in multiple movies.
Hmm.
Now, with that in mind, there's also going to be a new X Men movie coming out, X Force, slated in the next couple years. But one of the cool things about X Force is one of the members is none other than Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool.
Yeah.
So,
I'm interested to see because there's a lot of like opinion and fan theory. We're not gonna hold you up anymore. When it comes to Deadpool and like how he was vulgar and his movies vulgar was R-rated, but how do they intertwine that with all these PG-13 characters? And it's very easy. You obviously you can do it a way where you edit him a little bit, control the language a little bit, or you give him his own universe. Period. You can immediately start putting because we're adults here. Let's be honest here. We're adults. People cuss. Deadpool is a cussing character. You cannot
okay,
display
first of
him
all,
in that light.
I don't want to hear that shit. You know, when I went to fucking see Deadpool in the goddamn theaters, you know there was a fucking mother sitting right fucking next to me with her 7-year-old son
Hmm.
sitting there watching that movie. I don't want to hear this bullshit about that they can't fucking bring Deadpool into other movies or the other superheroes into Deadpool's movies.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise. If you're fucking going to let your kids watch it, you're going to let your kids watch it. If you're going to be responsible parents and say, hell no, I don't want my kid to watch this, then do the right thing as a parent and don't let your fucking kid watch it. I mean, the hell,
Yeah.
the fucking movie was rated R. If you know Deadpool as a character, as a child growing up, and now you're an adult, and you know what kind of fucking sick weirdo Deadpool is, don't fucking take your kid to watch the goddamn movie if he's going to be in it.
Hmm.
Or if you do, fucking deal with it. Because it's your choice for letting your kid to see that movie in the first fucking place.
To be fair though, this was a 20th Century Fox movie. This wasn't a Marvel Studios movie.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So
dude,
that right there is your. I don't think he's
it's
going to
fucking
join the
Fox.
Avengers. But I'm saying I don't think he's joining the Avengers.
No, it's
Or
not.
yeah,
It's X Force.
I'm saying but this is where that line is. They have a very easy decision to make. 20th Century Fox can do their thing without Spider-Man, and then let obviously Marvel Studios has already got Spider-Man. That he's theirs.
Well, no, actually, he's under contract of Sony, and Sony and Marvel are working together. That's how he ended up in the Civil War, is because of a collaboration that Sony allowed them to
That's my
use the
I'm saying you're
likeness.
making my point for me. So 20th Century Fox isn't going to be able to put their finger in that. I think the Spider-Man Deadpool thing, although makes perfect sense and it's like one of the best fucking on like in comic book
Oh yeah.
interactions ever. I don't think it's going to happen in the movies, man. I just
To be
don't.
honest with you, two of the best comic or sorry, two of the best comic interactions is Deadpool Spider Man and
Yeah.
Deadpool Cable. Be-
Well, I mean they're going to have Cable and then they're obviously
yeah,
going to have.
because okay, we all know how Deadpool is:
Mhm.
crazy, wild, antic, Merc with the mouth, plain and simple. Dead or fucking Cable is the polar opposite: straight laced, only about the mission. You know, doesn't see humor in anything, only focused on getting the job done. I mean, hell, in the comic books, there are times. Okay, Cable enlisted a bunch of mutants just to make a long story short. Enlisted a bunch of mutants to help to defend the end of the world from his evil clone, uh, Strife. All right, Deadpool shows up, kills every one of those members because he was hired to. All right, and then leaves. the next time Cable sees Deadpool, Deadpool goes, "Hey, you know, blah blah blah." Starts to talk to him. Cable turns around and literally puts a bullet through his brain.
Yeah.
All right, so there's no love lost between these two guys, and for them to be in the same movie is going to be dynamic.
Which begs the question, and the final question of this who plays Cable?
Oh my god, dude! They have a list of people that
Yeah,
could play
I've
this.
seen it. I've seen it.
I mean, they're talking about possibly Kevin Nash, the wrestler. They're talking about Ron Perlman. Uh, what is it? Josh
S-
Hamm,
Stephen Lang from
Steve.
fucking Avatar.
Yeah, Stephen Lang. My personal favorite, and I would love to see this pulled off, considering the fact of the role that he's playing now in the upcoming TV series, would be Jeffrey Davis. Is that his name?
Uh, Jeff.
Negan, the guy that plays Negan.
Oh,
Je-
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Okay, there you go. Sorry, I know it was. I know there was a JD. I know it was Jeffrey D. I just couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
I don't know about that one. I don't like. I don't.
I think he could pull the character off, but would he be able to get the bulk? Is the question.
There's some people who have made the um connection between him and fuck, what's his fucking name? The guy from Taken.
Oh, Liam Neeson?
Yeah, I've seen Liam Neeson.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I've
Fucking
seen that.
that. I'm sorry, but have you seen Cable? Like
Oh no,
comic
I've
book
seen.
Cable? The
I know
dude,
he's huge. He's
the dude
fucking
is a
huge.
fucking Mack truck of muscle.
Well, since you opened the can of worms as far as like you know wrestlers, John Cena could play Cable.
John Cena is a terrible actor, though.
No, he isn't.
Yes,
Jesus
he
Christ.
is.
But that's Cable. Cable's a fucking super serious character.
Yeah, but John Cena's a terrible actor. Uh,
I fully believe if they gave him a chance, all I'm gonna say is look at Cable, look at John Cena. They could make that fucking work. Period. They can make it work.
you,
He's not a terrible actor, man. He's he played a very hard role in fucking the movie Sisters, which was a
oh,
comedy movie.
you want to
His role was fucking fantastic, and he nailed it. He didn't make me question his fucking abilities once.
you want to hear something that I think would be? I mean, just by the physical appearance,
Okay.
but it would be so far left field. But physical presence alone, Terry Crews.
Wait,
Yes,
what?
Cheeseburger Eddie Teddy Cruz.
Like Old Spice commercial?
Yes.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Cable being black. I mean,
Right, I
it
don't have a
wouldn't.
problem with it either. I mean, for fuck's sake, they made Deadshot black. They made the new Johnny Storm black. I'm just saying. I mean, if they're gonna fucking cross hairs, I mean, come on.
All I'm gonna say is if Terry Crews plays Cable, do not give that motherfucker a silver crew. Just let him be bald. Don't.
Yeah. don't give him the silver flat top.
Yeah, I'm worried if they do that though that he might look too much like fucking Cyborg,
Ooh, yeah, that'd be rough.
and then you have your character misconceptions because, I mean, there's a version of Cyborg or sorry Cable where half his fucking face is metal.
Yeah, and then he's got the
So,
the black star around his eye.
which, like I said, there's so many actors who play him. I hope whoever
You,
they
you,
pick,
you know who could have been a really good Cable if he hadn't passed away? Michael Clark Duncan. That
yes,
was a massive man.
that was a very big guy. More like I would say, what's that movie? The something mile,
The Green
uh,
Mile.
the Green Mile. That version of him would be able to play, but as he got older, he got a little bit.
Oh wait, what's the dude from that played the fucking sorry the handicap guy in The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler?
Gave me nothing to work with there.
The black guy that he was like super fucking big, muscly meathead, but he had the mind of like a 3-year-old.
You talking about fucking God damn it. Are you talking about that fucking
He
football
broke
movie?
my nose.
Oh, he broke it, did my no.
He
I
broke
can't.
it in my
That guy can't be Cable.
nose.
No. I like Kevin Nash. And I think that'd be a good dynamic because he's funny, but
Dude, wait, right
he
there. We just fucking hit the nail on the head.
what?
Goldberg.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I
That
could
could
see that.
fucking be Cable all day long. The dude's got the size, the build, the fucking look.
Yeah, he's still big as fuck too.
Stupid big. Like, I mean,
Like,
he is literally stupid big still, and the guy hasn't been
yeah,
in professional wrestling in any capacity for the
yeah.
longest time. And the
Let me.
dude,
We'll end it on this. Just a side note. Get because we talked about God of War.
eh?
Go look up Goldberg as God of War. It's
Oh no.
fucking scary. Like how almost perfect he would be if they ever did that. Anyway,
Okay,
so we're
wait,
gonna
wait.
wrap it up. Go ahead.
I'm
You go look
doing
it up.
that right now.
Okay, you look it up. I'm gonna wrap up the show. You look it up. All right, guys. So this has been episode 3 of Squawcast. This has been the longest episode, but that's what happens when you just let me and him talk. We just talk, and then it becomes squaw talk. But all right, so thank you guys so much for listening. In the description below, there will be links to all of Squaw's members, their YouTube channels. For Chief, it's a Twitch channel. Eventually, you will meet the rest of us. We just scheduling kind of makes it hard to do episodes all together. But our goal is next week to have a really cool episode. You'll find out when you listen to it next week. But as of now, this has been the Comic Con trailer release show. I have been Irish 2K. Twisted has been Twisted. Twisted, do you want to say goodbye?
Hey, fuck you all. Good night.
Hey, good night. All right. Well, it is late as fuck for us. It is later as fuck probably for you if you've been listening because we've been rambling on for like an hour and a half. But thank you for listening. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.